would describe Vans as like a roots rock skateboarding shoe company.
There's not too many companies that I can think of that have been around skating as long as Vans has.
The proof is in the pudding, man. It's just been #1 since day one. I mean,
Vans is the original action sports footwear company.
this is where it all started. You know, 1966, we're still wearing the same shoes.
Paul Van Doren founded Vans, and Vans is actually short from Van Doren, so that's the whole tie-in. 1966 in Anaheim, they had the factory and the store within the same compound. Stacy Peralta and Tony Alva came in, and they loved the shoe, they loved the sole, the traction, they just needed a bit more support on the ankle. They were the first ones to make the first skateboard shoe. That was very progressive for the 70s to be able to listen to skateboarders. Basically off the wall was, you know, when you're definitely going over the lip, you're going off the wall. And the first shoe that was designed, that's when the actual label and the logo came up, and which formed what Vans is today.
I definitely wanted to be on Vans for a bunch of years before it was, so.
It feels great to ride for a company that's been around for, I don't know, since the 60s.
You got like Kurt Caples, you got people like Tony Trujillo, you got the legends, you got everything.
How they've built themselves is amazing, especially with riders like Jeff Rowley. Like, skating with Jeff is so gnarly because he doesn't miss.
He's like Caballero, he's just such an innovator and still ripping.
Cardiel is just an inspiration to everyone who skateboards because, you know, he overcame the impossible and is John Cardiel, so.
It's cool to see everybody, like all the legend skaters skating with all the younger guys, so it's fun.
You know, the recipe right there is already set for success.
I think the team blends pretty sick because each skater is so different.
Like street skaters, tranny skaters, like old school, new school, all kinds of different style. I think it's got everything.
Wade is style.
Smooth street skater, sometimes has a fro.
You know, he's definitely been an iconic piece, and to have him as an addition on the team was super important.
Riley Bolin is a contest shark. He's got crazy styles, crazy flow.
Kind of looks like Willie Nelson.
Adam Green is cigs and coffee. A lot of people may not know about Adam is that he's been a really important figure in Montreal skateboarding.
The tricks he does are raw and they're not overdone. He doesn't have to do the craziest tricks to look fresh.
Bad character, hilarious to hang out with, sick dude.
Jesse Landon is just creative. It shows on his board, it shows when he plays music.
Jesse Landon is a skater from the Toronto area. He's definitely a rad skater. I've seen a lot of stuff.
Antoine has been on Vans for quite a few years prior, like Vans Canada got put together.
He's one of the smoothest skaters and he always has been.
Can turn it up anytime and he's on point and street skater, man, from hell.
He's just gonna keep charging.
Richard's a working class hero. You know, like he's definitely an influence for everyone. I mean, who else can convince their wives to have a pool in their backyard, like full concrete?
He just got the cover of the new mag.
Sarazen's like solid, man. Ottawa OG for sure, man.
Great compliment to Barry and Mark. I mean, these guys are the roots of vert skating and transition skating in Canada. Barry Walsh is just such a iconic Canadian skater.
Well, I skate with Mark Tisson quite often, and he's a character to skate with.
Barry Walsh is legit.
But Vans is still around and still strong, supporting the underground and supporting all angles of skateboarding.
I don't think they've ever had to push too hard to push an image. They just sort of have their own.
Vans does a bunch of stuff in Canada. Like the last one I went to was the downtown roadblock.
The idea was to have something very community-based.
It was like a contest downtown Vancouver, and it was like 4 different shops, and they made obstacles, and everybody just skated. It was a good day.
Pretty much everything Vans does is always a good time.
To do like big contests, but with a proper concept, like the Vans Backyard Contest they do here in Canada.
The Backyard Party is a co-branded event with Empire in Montreal.
Vans Backyard Party is like, it's like so mellow and fun, and the vibe is always good.
My favorite kind of shoe is like, you know, a Chukka or a TNTs or the old schools. but definitely that original waffle sole.
It seems that every other company's tried to do it with their own patterns, but everybody knows Vans is the original.
From listening to the riders, from Stacy and Tony back then, obviously Steve behind it, kids started cutting them up and making them lower, brought that approach to Vans, and the half cap was born.
They were the first company to have a pro shoe.
The Vans Warped Tour is the longest running music tour in history. The Vans Triple Crown of Surf is the biggest surf cash prize. It ties in from music, arts, street culture, action sports. That's why Vans is such a critical component of everybody's lives right now, is that it just embraced the culture that we all grew up in.
Being a part of such a deeply rooted group of skateboarders is definitely an honor. I mean, I don't think any skateboarder could ask for more.
Vans is pretty much skateboarding, just lifestyle.
Simplicity, character, style.
It's just, Vans has been around for a while, and I wouldn't ride for anybody else.
I'll always think of it as like the first and most original shoe for skateboarding.
Vans is the original since 1966.